The Nigerian state has been at war with Ndi Igbo, and it has not stopped since 1966. Not that it has ever stopped being at war with every other part of Nigeria, but Ndi Igbo has been more or less like the testing ground for all of the evils of the Nigerian state. If it does not find the way to make peace based on justice with Ndi Igbo, the persecution of a man who merely speaks and acts on behalf of the people merely guarantees his martyrdom, and it merely ensures the end of this system. Now, if we have said that the only validity that the Nigerian state has in holding on to Mazi is a function of the fact that he has repudiated the legitimacy of the Nigerian state, and as I do the same as well, the Nigerian state is illegitimate. It is essentially, as I have said, a slave plantation. How does it explain that in the same country there are so many people who are busy strolling around with AK-49, AK-47s, M16, all kind of arms enabled, mollycoddled by the Nigerian state? Why is it possible that a Sheikh Gumi can be speaking on behalf of the terrorists, but it is impossible for Buhari's ears, which ears the Gumi persuasions, not to hear what Ohanes and Ndi Igbo have been asking of him? Free the man, engage in fruitful deliberations. If the man has adopted and picked up arms against the state, it's because the state itself has never taken his leg off his neck. I keep remembering, and I've repeated this today, I believe it was General Philip Effiong when he was delivering the instrument of surrender. I believe he said to, was it Obasanjo or Gowon? I can't remember who now. He said, I believe it was Obasanjo actually. He said, treat these people well, or their children will rebel against you. He wasn't a prophet. He was merely a man who knew the consequences of injustice. The first condition of the human spirit is a constant yearning and quest for justice. If you do not treat a people with justice, you're demanding that they must self-abnegate and accept a state of slavery for you to have peace. Nigeria will not have peace until there is justice available to all and sundry.
Chai, Dele Farotimi, thank you for saying this truth. There is no peace for the wicked. Even our own Kemi even said that Nigeria is not fighting terrorism, they are not fighting banditry, that Simon Ekpa is not the problem of Nigeria. My correct people, they not be smarting. Now, Dele Farotimi have exposed the injustice being meted on Igbo people. And now, Igbo people are not demanding for their freedom. They have reason to start seeking for Biafran referendum, which they have already conducted, and they're not fighting to defend their land and to protect their land. They're equally asking Nigerian government to vacate their land, starting from Nigerian militaries. Do you see it now? That these people, you maltreated their parents, their forefathers, and now the children have grown and known their history. They said enough is enough. And these people, you maltreated their fathers since how many decades, and you are still doing it. They said, no, we cannot fold our hands and allow our children to suffer the same thing we are suffering now in the hands of one Nigeria. My correct people, them. Dele Farotimi said that there will never be peace. There won't be peace. There will not be peace in Nigeria except justice is being given to every single Nigerian. You went to Kenya and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You brought him into your country, into Nigeria. You even take him to court, and to court, justify that he's not guilty of all the allegations, all the charges levied against him. And he was asked to go. But Nigerian government refused. They refused to obey the court order. Do you see it now? This is the reason why Kemi is now spitting fire with them. I'm not going to watch what Kemi talk concerning this kind of matter between Nigeria and Simon Ekpa. I beg, if you know so you finished watching this video, you never subscribe. If it's your first time coming to my channel, thank you. Please do kindly subscribe. Subscription now, please make it a watch our update. Don't forget, feel free to drop your opinion in the comment section.
This is the Biafra war again, secretly. But all the killings that have been going on in the metropolitan areas of Igbo land, they stick it to IPOB. They stick it to MASOB. They stick it to ESN. They stick it to all the Nnamdi Kanu groups. And they feel that we don't know what's going on. People know what's going on. They're not going to talk. The media is the wrong person to even go meet. The Nigerian media is the worst in the world. I don't know if I'm the first to say it. Maybe other people have said it. Not because they're just owned by the politicians and businessmen. And the journalists in there are puppets to these people. They're puppets. They can't do anything unless they do what they are told. They know the truth in what I am talking about, and they're not going to tell the ordinary Nigerians. the DSS. You are supposed to be the Homeland Security for Nigeria, checking the homeland. People are being spied left, right, and center in Nigeria, north, south, east, west. The defense headquarters, always shouting on Twitter, always shouting on X, no action. We cannot have a defense headquarters and a military not doing enough for Nigerians. Nigerians are getting spied every day, and this has to stop. The international community gives you money to fight all this insecurity, but what do? You share it amongst yourself. We've seen that with Jonathan's administration and others. Nigerian governors are sponsoring terrorism, they're financing terrorism, and all you could do is go arrest one Simon Ekpa in Finland? Somebody that's just doing his internet propaganda. That's all you can do. That's the best you can do. At least he's given some awareness to what's going on. Everybody has their own groups. My message today is about what happened yesterday. All right? What happened yesterday in Enugu? In some of the communities, there was violence. Fulani militia showed up. I don't like calling them herdsmen because they're not herdsmen. Herdsmen are people that actually guard their cows and feed and graze, without any violence. Farmers and herders are supposed to be working hand in hand. These are Fulani militias, strategically placed in Igbo land to buy the people. They did it with Ebonyi. Now, you see that governor over there in Ebonyi state, that new governor, the young guy? He's doing so much work in that state. He has revamped that state so much. Okay, I even heard he built a new radio station, as in the government radio station. He revamped it and everything so that the media can be in the forefront of what's going on in Ebonyi state. I know the former governor was very old and things. People lost their lives in that state. At least that's one governor doing well. What about Enugu? What about Imo? What about all these places? Imo state, I've told you guys, it's full on herdsmen running your state and buying you one by one. Who is next? They stick to the metropolitan area. Make it look like it's IPOB and ESN. Okay? And the army gives all this false information online. Yes, the army. When General Lagbacha died, I was the one that reported that he was secretly flown abroad and died, and they brought him home. The government announced he died yesterday in Lagos. Just lies. When Abba Kyari, the chief of staff, died during the Buhari administration, I was the one that told you this guy's been dead for COVID for 2 weeks. They did not announce till 2 weeks later. They delay everything. But here I am, I'm telling you everything, and some of you are still saying that, I heard that you were a mad woman. I heard that you were mentally unstable. You heard, until you heard about your own. Bye.